Hello friends, welcome back to the exciting series of Rust programming language. This is going to be a very simple video today that we are going to write the guessing game program, which is going to be a few lines of code, and we are going to understand some basic concept, and we'll see the what are the dependencies, cargo package manager, and how to write a one simple input output program that take the input from the user and create the random generator the random number and then match it. The purpose of this video is to give you the basic idea about some syntax about writing the function and calling the some adding some dependencies, library dependency, and using the functions from that library. So to create this one, you can use the cargo package manager and go to the terminal and use the command cargo new and guessing game. I have already created it, so it will not create new project. So once you create it, it will have the default files like cargo.yml and log file and source directory and main.rs. So main.rs is the .rs extension are the source file of the Rust, and that main.rs will have the one default function. The function name is main. In that function, so this is the main entry point of the function like we have discussed in the previous video. So whenever a Rust program start executing, it actually start from the main function, and main function is the entry point of this one. So let's see what we need to do to write the guessing game. So there are, if you follow the Rust official book, there are different part of this one. Like first, we'll create the first project. We'll see the dependencies package managers. The dependencies we need to define into the cargo.tol and then the function main. So by default, this is the function that is created when we are creating the new project by the cargo, and then just simply run the cargo manager. Now the next part is taking the input from the user and processing that input and pass that result and print again on the terminal. So we'll take the user's input from the terminal and print it on the terminal again. So let's write one simple program. So for this one, we need to bring one library into scope. That library is IO library of STD package. So these are the if you want to read the official documentation of this one, you can just directly click on this one command, use the command and then click. It will open that particular documentation of that particular library. So नेक्स्ट पार्ट ये है कि हम यूज़र से इनपुट कैसे लेंगे टर्मिनल से। तो यूज़र से इनपुट लेने के लिए हम एक पैकेज यूज़ करेंगे, लाइक मैंने मेंशन किया कि IO std in रीड लाइन। तो जो मतलब रीड लाइन फंक्शन है, इट टेक्स द म्यूटेबल रेफरेंस ऑफ द स्ट्रिंग टाइप एंड इट अपेंड्स द वैल्यू entered by the user from the terminal and that terminal is actually give the control back to the program when the user hit the enter. It is the new line character. So इसका जो syntax होगा very simple. अभी for the time being for this particular chapter you can understand that read line is defined in the stdin, and stdin instance is created by calling the io colon colon stdin. So this is how we uh, use or the uh, call the instance of the stdin. For more detail, you can just point it out or read the detail about this one. For you, I will just read it that it IO colon colon stdin create the new handle of the standard input for the current process, and it create the global buffer reference of that particular access with the synchronization lock. The read line is, if you read the syntax, if you read the documentation of the read line, it take the mutable string reference and append the value into this one, and that it return the result type of this one. So the return value of this one is type result. So if you're using the VS Code IDE, it automatically show the gray out types into this one. So this is very good. Actually, inside the, so this is not actually, you do not need to write, but this is giving you idea about what is the return type of the read line. So read line return type is result, and result is a enumerator enum type, which has the two invariant OK and error. So, and OK contains the actual value of the program written by that particular function. So expect is the function that is defined in the result, and the expect parse the value of the OK, and if it is the error, then it will create the panic. So from here, everything is working fine. Then let's run this program and we'll see the output. So in the next line, we are printing the value by using the println macro, and then we are using this particular expression. So whenever you want to use some value inside the string, append inside the string, the println take the curly braces, and then that curly braces will replace by the first argument. If you use the two curly braces, then and then two variable, it will both of the first curly braces will be replaced by the first variable, second curly braces will be used by the will be replaced by the second variable. So far, so good. So let's run and then take the user's input. User's input is 12, and then we have printed this one. The next part of this one is creating the random number. To generate the random number, there is no standard library available. Then we have to add the dependency of external crate, that is name is the random. So we are going to go into cargo TML, cargo.toml, and define the rand library with the version number. So basically you can go to the crates.io and you can read the documentation of rand crate. So this is the one current version. You read it, read the documentation, how to import it. Either so there are two way to add the dependency into this one. Just calling cargo event package name. It will go to the library and will add the random number. Will add that particular into the cargo TOML. If you want to specify one particular version number, then you can define the package, the library create name, and then version number. This is how, and then cargo build. So cargo build is whenever you define a new package, cargo build will download that library, and if you change the number, then it will also download the new version and will add into your build package in the cargo build. Now we have added the range number. The next part is that we want to bring that particular into the scope. For now, let's delete this one. So to use the range number, we need to bring the range RNG into scope. So the range is the so I will explain you. This is the crate. Then this is the so this is the function inside the crate that generate that return the new thread for the range, and get range will actually generate the number between the random number between the range given into this one. The syntax of using mentioning the range is start number dot dot equal to 100, and this will include 1 to 100 number. Now next part is we want to compare uh, the guess number to the secret number. So because for that we are going to use one library, and that library is CMP. It's defined a standard package, CMP and ordering. So CMP is actually we can call the CMP on any number, and the first guess.cmp, then reference of the second number, secret number. So basically it will return the result, and then we need to compare with this one. So before we can use it, first we need to convert the guess to the same type of the secret number. So let's use the parse. So for that one, uh, guess equal to guess dot trim. Why we are using trim here? Because the value return from the terminal to the program will may have the blank spaces before and after it. Whenever the user enter the number, it enter the new line character as well. So we want to trim it, and then pass, then expect. Okay. So basically the parse, we need to define what is the exact type of value we are expecting from the parse. So it is U32 because our range is defined 1 to 100. So we are expecting that user is supposed to enter from the positive integer value. So U32 is the uh, unsigned 32 integer value. So this is type number. So now we are perfectly fine. So uh, the trim, we need to use the trim because we need to trim the space, passing the character to the number, and then because the pass return the result type, so passing converting the result type to the exact value, we can use the expect. If there is a error, program will crash here. So let's let's print the number. Okay, so this is passing out. Now we want to compare these two value. तो इसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, गेस डॉट सी एम पी difference of second number, then we'll use the match because so we are here we are using the match syntax. It is like the switch case statement in the other programming language, or you can also think it like it execute if else like statement. So the return type is going to match with the each arms, and it exit from this curly braces as soon as the first match found. So if it is equal, then we'll print less, then print this one, otherwise will not go to the next line if as soon as it match with the particular arm. So far so good. So let's see. We'll run this one. तो इसमें हमने एक नंबर गेस किया, इसने किया you guessed too small. Now we should ask user again and again if the value does not match. Okay, so we can use for this one loop, and inside loop we can use, we can keep asking user to guess the number. Okay, we can keep asking now to guess the number. So our loop, to create the loop, we define the loop keyword and the curly braces, and the body of the loop is goes inside the curly braces. Now here we are asking user then we are taking the input, and then so this will run infinitely. So first time user enter, it will wait for the user's input. User enter the hit the enter keyboard key, it will, the control will come to the program and it will pass and trim it, and then we'll try to match it, and after matching um, it will run again. So this will go forever. Now there is a one logical thing that if the number which we want to discontinue this loop. So presently we are using single lines for the each arm. We can use multiple line here, open curly braces, and then semicolon and break. As soon as the number match, we can break the loop and then exit it from there. Perfectly fine. So this is how we write the match statement. Now we have the scope of improve it further from here. So instead of using expect, instead of crashing the program here, if the user enter any character which cannot be converted to the pass, we can handle the error. So let's do this way. So comment this line, and then we get equal to, let's use match, then pass. Okay, and what is the return type of parse is result, and the result is okay. So let's take number here, and return number from here. It error, do nothing. Let's print println invalid number, continue. Okay. Okay, so we have written a lot of code here in the one single line. So this is the one single line because we have used the semicolon here. In the single line, it is for the just the readability point of view, this single line is broken into multiple lines, but technically for the compiler, this is the one line. And the match, so basically let's understand this one. So this is as similar to previous. So pass will return the result, and we are using the match keyword. That's then inside it one it will return the two invariant okay or the error, one of the two invariant okay or the error. If it match with the okay, then it will return from here number and will assign the value to the guess. If it is error, then it will print one message and then will continue. So this continue is for this loop. Then loop will start from this one again. So here we are using the match at the two places, one for the passing the value and other for the passing the value of the CMP comparing result. So let's run this one. Okay, so this is interesting error. What we did one thing wrong here because we are not defining, we have defined this variable outside this loop, which is wrong. It should be inside the loop because if we don't create the new variable again, it will keep appending the numbers to the previous value. Because if you remember that read line is taking the mutable reference of the string and will append the value, that means it is not clearing the previous value. Just we want to refresh it, then we should use the new variable, which is the blank invalid to log. Okay, yeah. Okay, so just to recap what we have learned into this video is that we created one simple guessing game. In this, we understood what is the how do we import the dependencies, how do we build a program using the cargo, add the dependency, import it, bring it into scope, and how do we use the match loop and let keyword, and how do we use mutable, immutable, and shadow variable as well. Shadow variable, here you can see that we have defined the guess and then we have again defined the guess, which is shadow variable of this one. So from this line onwards, the guess will be the type 32. All right, so I hope ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आया. See you in next video. Thank you.